Hello everybody. My name is Tom Burns and welcome to the stream. We are here to do NXT live stream watch along the final NXT before Stand and Deliver at the weekend and the final one before Wrestlemania. Hello Genetic ACGT, hope you're doing well. I wouldn't usually watch NXT and I'm not a massive NXT fan. But with it being WrestleMania week and me wanting to do a stream every single day, I think it's only right that I do NXT. So we're going to have a look at the preview shortly. We're going to have a look at the preview shortly for NXT. And we're going to have a bit of a discussion about more WrestleMania related stuff. Hello, Professor Wigglytuff. But before we get into anything, let me introduce my co-host, ladies and gentlemen, Professor Wigglytuff.
Hello, good evening, Tom. Good evening, everybody. Wiggly to all of you. Hope you're all doing well. Good evening, Genetic ACGT, one of our esteemed and loyal viewers, listeners, whatever you want to call it. Night 2 of our build-up to WrestleMania. It's getting closer and closer. We're looking forward to it. And yeah, it's going to be good fun. Back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. So before we get any further, let's just have a look at the NXT preview for tonight, because I have no idea what's happening. Because like I said, I don't really keep up to date with NXT. So NXT preview. Okay. No, I don't want that website. I want the official WWE NXT preview. No, that's not it. Oh, here we go. Here's the preview. So we have a number one contender fatal four-way match to determine the number one contender to Ricky Saints, or Ricky Starks, as some of you may know him as, North American title. So it's between Wesley, Ethan Page, Lexus King, and Eddie Thorpe. So we've got that. We've got a number one contender tag team gauntlet. 5 of NXT's best tag teams will compete in a gauntlet match to determine Fraxium's challengers at Stand and Deliver. Now, I'm just looking at the tag teams here. I don't really recognise any of them, so I couldn't tell you who they were. But yeah, that's all that's on the preview. So, but we know there's going to be much more because it's a 2-hour show. So yeah, that's what's coming up. I don't really have a lot to say about that because, like I said, I don't really keep up to date with NXT. But I imagine these matches are going to be quite good. So we shall see. But moving on, we've got a bit of time here to have a bit of a discussion. Anything in particular that either you, Genetic ACGT, want to discuss, or Professor Wigglytuff, anything in particular that you would like to discuss today?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but if Genetic ACGT wants to raise something wrestling related that we should discuss.
Yeah, we could do that. If we can't think of anything, we could always do more of what we were doing last night. You know, the 5 thing. You know, 5 different things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as I like to call it, bunch of 5s.
Bunch of 5s. Let's just see if Genetic has anything before we do that. But be thinking about your first bunch of 5s. Admittedly, I can't think of anything right now. Only semi-wrestling related, though. Right. Okay. So let's think of our bunch of 5s then. I'll have a think. You have a think. And let's see. Okay. I've got one. So, if you're not 100% sure what bunch of fives is, we were doing this yesterday where we would have 5 different topics and we could only give one answer for each topic. So it's all wrestling related. So yesterday we had things like favorite heel, favorite face, favorite WrestleMania mania match, favorite WrestleMania, worst WrestleMania match. You know, that just a few examples there. So that's the sort of things that we're going to be doing. So feel free in the Twitch and the YouTube chat to get involved. YouTube chat, you're probably only going to be able to see it if you look in the chat box on the actual stream, because it'll come up there. Obviously, you won't be able to see it on YouTube, but feel free to join in if you would like. But that is what we're going to be doing right now. So, what was the first one we had now? Ah, got it. Okay, genetic ACGT. I've got 2 so far. How are you getting on?
I haven't momentarily distracted.
You haven't got any yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I will do some shortly.
Okay, no worries. Let me think of more. 3 more.
Okay, let me have a think.
Yeah. You keep having a think. I still need to think of 2 more.
So I've put my bunch of fives there.
Okay, we'll do yours first, and then we'll go to mine after. So what do we got? We got favorite IC title men's champion, favorite manager, favorite US title men's champion from the WWE era, favorite non-WrestleMania main event, and favorite announcer / interviewer. Okay, do you want to go first?
Sure. In terms of favorite IC title winner, so many over the years. But I'm going to have to be biased. And I'm going to have to say the British Bulldog. I think him winning the IC title at Wembley Stadium, if you've ever watched video clips of it, the reaction of the crowd afterwards, amazing. As I told his daughter, Georgia Smith, who I met a few years back in Cardiff, the reaction that night at Wembley was probably comparable to the reaction when England won the 1966 World Cup. It was that, electric. Some will argue that he should have been a WWF champion. Obviously, that is something we will never experience, but, he, it was a great moment for a British wrestling fan. And, for me, he is one of the most iconic intercontinental champions of all time. What was my second one?
Favorite manager.
I would say, now, although I don't like the person he was associated with anymore these days, I was a big fan of Jimmy Hart back in the day. Paul Bearer is up there. Paul Heyman is up there. Teddy Long is up there. But if I had to pick just the one, I'd have to go with Jimmy Hart, the Mouth of the South.
It's fair.
Number 3, best US title champion in the WWE era. There's been so many. But I'm going to have to say the man that made the title his own, with his own unique belt, of course, the Doctor of Thugonomics himself, John Cena.
Yeah.
What was number 4? Best non-WrestleMania event. Obviously, I'm not going to pick a specific year, but I suppose I would have to say the Royal Rumble. Because, at the conclusion of the Royal Rumble, that's when the road to WrestleMania really begins. And every year it's exciting to tune in to see who's going to win it, who's going to return, surprise entrance. It's a great event. And
favorite announcer / interviewer.
I had the privilege of meeting him. He was a great guy, as charismatic in real life as he was on the mic. Without a doubt, for me, the greatest announcer of all time. And God rest his soul, Mean Gene Okerlund.
It's a good pick. Anything to add, or is that it?
No, I think that's it. Over to you.
Okay, so favorite IC title men's champion. Now, for me, this might seem like a bit of an unusual one to pick, but the reason I'm picking it is, and he wasn't even champion for long, but in fact, he was champion for one night. But his win at WrestleMania, finally getting a moment after being a glorified jobber for pretty much his entire WWE career, to then go on and win that match at WrestleMania, which nobody was expecting. The pop that he got for winning that match and the moment he got, you could see just how much it meant to him. He could barely contain his emotion. My favourite men's IC champion, although he only held it for one night, the Woo Woo Man, Zack Ryder. Mainly just because of the moment that he got. It wasn't expected. Nobody expected him to get his moment. He, like I said, glorified jobber for the majority of his career. Yeah, it was an amazing moment for him to have. And yes, he did lose the Intercontinental Championship on the Raw after Mania. But he still got his moment. So yeah, Zack Ryder. Before I continue, Genetic ACGT says, my favourite US title men's champion for a while was LA Knight, before I found out he doesn't even live in California. Lol. And then he says his favourite announcer, at least for the WWE era, is Wade Barrett. Favourite non-WrestleMania event is the Royal Rumble.
So by announcer, I mean not commentator, but anyone who does the ring announcement or the interviews backstage.
Yeah, of course. So let me just scroll back up so I can see the thing. Yeah, so that's Zack Ryder, favourite IC title men's champion. Favourite manager. Very, very difficult one for me because there's two that stick in my mind. And it's the two Pauls. Paul Heyman and Paul Bearer. But it's so hard to choose between those two. But if I had to pick one, just without a doubt, in my opinion, best manager, second to none. Still going to this day. The longevity is amazing. Paul Heyman. The wise man. The advocate. There is nobody better in my opinion when it comes to a manager. There is nobody better. Especially on the mic. I mean, he's just like amazing on the mic. Paul Heyman for the win, says Genetic ACGT. Yes, absolutely. So that's my favourite manager. Favourite US title men's champion from the WWE era. Difficult one for me, this one. Because there's been so many, like you said before. But if, obviously I've got to pick one. And if I had to pick one, which I do, I would probably pick The Miz. He's held the championship so many times. Yes, okay, he can be annoying sometimes, but he's just so good on the mic, and each title reign is always. It's never been massively lengthy, but entertaining nevertheless because of his mic work. He's relatively good in the ring as well. Yeah, The Miz for me there. Favourite non-WrestleMania event? Well, I have to agree with what you and Genetic has said, the Royal Rumble. It's so unpredictable. You don't know who's going to return. Unfortunately, it's not as good as it once was. You don't get as many returns anymore. You don't get as many surprises. You used to get loads each year, but you don't get many anymore. But yeah, Royal Rumble for me, absolutely. It's just such a good event. It's something that I look forward to each year. I know it starts the road to WrestleMania. I love the WrestleMania season. Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber. I love the Elimination Chamber matches. And then obviously WrestleMania itself. It's just such a good season when you're a wrestling fan. So yeah, Royal Rumble, 100%. And favourite announcer / interviewer now. Mean Gene, obviously, amazing. You know, I think he is the best interviewer of all time. But I'm gonna go down the announcer route because there is nobody better. This guy remains the GOAT to this day, and I don't think anybody will ever be any better than him at announcing. I
I
think
know.
I think you
Sorry.
probably know who I'm going to say because nobody else really fits that description. It's got to be the Fink,
Of course.
Howard Finkel, absolute legendary um, announcer. Um, some of the announcing he did was just like I say, amazing. I remember when he came out when CM Punk and Alberto Del Rio were in that rivalry, and Alberto Del Rio had Ricardo. Um, so I think it was at a pay per view. I can't remember what pay per view. It might have been Night of Champions, I think. And see, Alberto Del Rio got introduced by Ricardo. So then the Fink came out and introduced Punk. I thought it was brilliant. But unfortunately he is no longer with us. God rest his soul. But yeah, um, definitely 100% my favourite announcer. So there's your bunch of fives. Let me post my bunch of fives. There we go. That is mine. So we've got favourite WrestleMania main event, favourite WCW wrestler, so we're going to be talking about WCW as well here, worst WWE character, favourite finisher, and favourite WWE superstar on the mic. That is my bunch of fives. You are welcome to start if you would like.
Okay. Favorite WrestleMania main event. I think owing to the build up to it, the hype, and that period in time, it was the height of the Attitude Era, the height of the Monday Night Wars. The Monday Night Wars had come to an end. It incorporated all sorts of popular cultural references of the time in the build up, such as the use of Limp Bizkit's new metal music, and arguably two of the greatest superstars of that era and of all time battling it out at WrestleMania 17. It has to be The Rock versus Steve Austin from WrestleMania 17, one of the greatest main events of all time. Favorite WCW wrestler for me, immediately, there's two names I have to mention, and I can't separate them, so I'm going to name two for this one, and that's Goldberg. When I first got back into wrestling, the first match, the match that I saw, it was the episode of Monday Nitro where Goldberg beat Hogan, and I was a Goldberg fan immediately. And of course, you can't talk about WCW and not mention, in my opinion, the greatest WCW wrestler of all time, and one of the greatest of all time, the man called Sting. Worst WWE character. I suppose hindsight is 2020, isn't it? But Hulk Hogan, for obvious reasons. Um, I don't think I need to go into the great depths of why. Favorite finisher. Now, I was going to say this one person's finisher, but because I'm probably going to mention them for number 5, I will put somebody else's finisher here. I think for me, the best finisher. Now, I'm going to be honest, I was going to say the sharpshooter, but I think there was a greater finisher. And I know he's a bit problematic, but nevertheless, nothing was ever made official about him, but it would have to be Macho Man Randy Savage's elbow.
Yeah.
I still think it was an impressive finisher that he did well into his 40s, I think. Yeah, a great finisher. Another one worth looking at is Billy Kidman's shooting star press.
Oh yeah, amazing.
And Neo Sky's finisher as well.
Yeah, I mean, so
Love it. And, Oscar's finisher as well.
the ass clock.
But yeah, but I will go with, Macho Man Randy Savage. And favourite WWE superstar on the mic. I can't think of anyone who can top this man on the mic. He is, in his own words, the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. I dare anyone to say, or I dare you or anyone else to pick someone better than The Rock on the mic. He was, it's almost as if he was born to do that. His promos have never gotten boring. They've never gotten old, even after all the. He can captivate an audience. He has that blend of charm and humour. Whether it's a heel as a face, yeah, he is great on the mic. He is the gold standard of what it is to be good on the mic. The Rock.
Well, there we go. That's your bunch of fives there for them. There. So I'm just looking at the time. We're probably gonna have time for another bunch of fives if you want to try and think of more while I give my answers.
Okay.
But before I get to mine, Genetic KCGT says for number 3, worst WWE character. He says more wrestlers rather than characters, but I think Pretty Deadly is kind of useless and pointless. I wouldn't say they're useless. I would say, they're decent in the ring, but the characters for me, they just don't make sense because they're both straight in real life, but yet they're portrayed as gay in their characters, and there's nothing wrong with that, obviously, but to me it just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I've never really been a massive fan of them, and I don't think I ever will be, but I wouldn't go as far to say they're useless. And he also says for number 4, favourite finisher. I'm fond of Bron Breakker's running spear, very destructive yet. One of the best spears I think I've ever seen. Bron Breakker's, it's so devastating. But getting to my answers for my bunch of fives here. So favourite WrestleMania main event. For me, I have to pick the most recent one. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. The absolute fuckfest of a match that it was. Excuse my language. Although I don't, anyway. It was just, all over the place. People coming out left, right, and centre. You had the return of John Cena. You had the return of the Phenom, the Undertaker, and it was just an amazing. It was a good match as well. And Cody Rhodes finally finished his story, and it was just such an amazing ending with all the faces in the ring celebrating with him. Yeah, it was great. And that is my favourite WrestleMania main event. Favourite WCW wrestler. Now, I will be honest, I wasn't exactly the biggest WCW fan back in the day. However, thanks to the WWE network, obviously that no longer exists, but thanks to that, when it did come out, it had a lot of WCW shows on it and stuff like that, if not all of them. So I watched a fair few. I watched a fair few night shows, a fair few WCW pay-per-views and stuff like that, and it was good. It was it was good for what it was. But if I obviously I've got to pick one, and for me, Just, you know, he was Mr. WCW. He was WCW, you know, through and through. Which is why he refused to come into WWE for so long and then did, but maybe shouldn't have. I think you all know who I'm going to say. Sting. Absolute. Well, he's called the icon, because he is. He retired last year. In his 60s, he is, and he only retired last year. That's pretty amazing. And in all fairness, he was still looking pretty good in the ring, even in his 60s. So fair play to him. But yeah, favorite WCW wrestler, Sting. Worst WWE character. Now for me, you said Hulk Hogan. My worst WWE character is related to Hulk Hogan, Mr. America.
Well, we're making an allegation there, because are you insinuating that Hulk Hogan is Mr. America?
Well, we all know he was. I mean, unless there's two people that said brother all the time, which I hope to God no, there isn't. But yeah, it was just such a silly character. Hulk Hogan putting this mask on, people and expecting people not to believe that it's him. It was just so cringy. Very similar to what's going on at the moment with El Grande Americano. Just very similar thing. Chad Gable dressing up as a luchador. Although, to be fair to Chad Gable, he's obviously researched luchadors and practiced a load of high flying luchador moves, because he moves like a luchador in the ring when he's wearing that mask. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But
the one thing I'll add is that Chad Gable's a far better human being than
absolutely, no question there. But yeah,
and kind of fits in with his character, the sort of humor of it, and
yeah,
the ridiculousness of it. We all know who he is, and we're gonna find out eventually. But
yeah. So yeah, Mr. America, worst WWE character for me. Favorite finisher. Now this one's a difficult one because there's so many good finishers. But to pick one, I would have to say the jackhammer, Goldberg's finishing move. Absolutely devastating. Not many people have kicked out of it. Only it's few and far between the people that have kicked out of it. Yeah, the jackhammer, just absolutely devastating.
I did want to say jackhammer, but I wanted to kind of diversify. The people I was mentioning. So,
and then favorite WWE superstar on the mic. Now I know you said The Rock, best ever on the mic. He used to be. He's lost his touch, massively. But yes, The Rock. He knows how to deliver a promo. He knows how to, put a good promo on. But for me, learning his secret that he wrote his promos on his wrist sort of takes away from how good he was, in my opinion, a little bit. Doesn't take away how good he was at delivering the promos, because there's one thing having the promos on your wrist and looking at it. There's another thing of how you deliver it, and he was amazing at his deliveries. Even to this day, some of the stuff he says, when it turn it sideways and stick it up your candy ass, all that sort of stuff, it still gets a massive pop. You know what I mean? So I can't deny he wasn't good on the mic. He absolutely was. For his time, yeah, there was nobody that could touch him. In this day and age, let's just put it into perspective, right? Let's just say, right, he had a promo segment, and there was The Rock, John Cena, and CM Punk in that ring. John Cena and CM Punk would run circles around him now. But that's nothing to be ashamed of. Sometimes as you get older, your promos just aren't as good. You can't remember things as well as you used to be able to, and you do lose your touch sometimes. Sometimes it is just a natural aging process. But for me, not only is he one of my favourite WWE superstars of all time, and I've always loved him, whether he's been a heel, whether he's been a face. and I never thought we'd see the day that he would be back in WWE. I was devastated when he left WWE. When he came back to when he came back to wrestling, he made me interested in AEW. Since he left AEW, I've not really watched AEW, and then he finally made his way home back to WWE. You all know who I'm talking about, CM Punk. To this day, he still can run rings around most people in that ring when he's on the mic. He calls himself the best in the world. I wouldn't say he's the best in the world in the ring anymore, although at one point I would have said he was. But I do still believe he is the best in the world when it comes to the mic work in this in this current era. John Cena probably is the only one that could maybe match him. But yeah, favorite WWE superstar on the mic, CM Punk. So before we get to your next bunch of fives, Genetic ACGT says, that's not Chad Gable. El Grande Americano is a mystery. We'll never know who he is. Lol, JK. So, your bunch of fives. Best 24/7 champion. Best hardcore champion. Worst female wrestler. Worst WrestleMania match. Favorite WrestleMania. I think we had worst WrestleMania match last night.
We did, yes.
It's
We'll
fine.
change that. Let's change that to... I'll think of something. Let's do the other four first.
So, and favourite WrestleMania venue. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to?
I don't mind if you want to go first.
I'll go first while you think of another one. So,
Okay.
Best 24/7 champion, I mean, it has to be the 50-time 24/7 champion, R-Truth. I mean, no one has won more titles than him in WWE. He is a 50-time 24/7 champion. He's won other championships as well. So I think altogether he's on about nearly 55 titles, 56 titles. Nobody's even got close to that. So R-Truth, the GOAT, no question. I'm joking. But yeah, you think when you think of the 24/7 championship, you think of R-Truth. So got to be R-Truth. Best hardcore champion. It has to be Mr. Hardcore himself, Mick Foley. There's nobody else, maybe apart from Tommy Dreamer, that personifies hardcore more than Mick Foley. He put his body through so much. He put his body through so much, and he's suffering for it now. But without a doubt, Mick Foley, best hardcore champion. Worst female wrestler, Nia Jax. That was a really easy one. I do think she's got better since she's come back, but not to the point where she's better than some of the other superstars in WWE. And proof's in the pudding. She's not been seen since she lost her championship, really. She had a few matches after she lost the championship, and then that was it. She's disappeared. She's not even on the WrestleMania card. She's not injured. She's just not being used. I mean, that just proves everything to me. So, favourite WrestleMania venue. So, there's been so many good WrestleMania venues. I have to say, for me, one of the most iconic WrestleMania venues was that WrestleMania 39 stage. I mean, wow. But that isn't the one that I would say is my favourite. I'd say my favourite, WrestleMania 33. That stage, I don't know what I can say about it. It was just absolutely amazing. In my opinion, the best one there is, and there hasn't been a better one since, although WrestleMania 39 did get close. So yeah, that's my favourite WrestleMania venue. And then best wrestler who should have been WWE/World Heavyweight Champion in WWE. Well, for me, whenever I get asked this question, it's always the same answer. Um, in my opinion, in my opinion, the best. He is the best wrestler that hasn't been a world champion, and it's disgraceful that he never was. To be honest, William Regal. Um, I don't believe there's anybody better than him who hasn't been a WWE or World Heavyweight Champion. He should have been, and unfortunately he wasn't. But yeah, that's who I believe is the best wrestler who should have been WWE or World Heavyweight Champion. So that's my choices. On to you, and I will try and think of another bunch of fives.
Sure. I'm in a position where I actually agree with you on the first 3 points. So, best 24/7 champion, undoubtedly, R-Truth. The belt is him, is his. He is synonymous with that belt, the humour that he added to that. And to be fair, I quite miss it. I quite miss the 24/7 title. I have a replica of it. It's waiting for the day that I get to meet R-Truth to get him to sign it. But yeah. And then you have the hardcore title. Again, I agree with you. Mr. Hardcore Legend himself, Mrs. Foley's baby boy, the man who popularized hardcore wrestling, brought it into the mainstream. The hardcore legend himself, Mick Foley. Again, one of my wrestling heroes. Got to meet him, met him several times. Great man. Worst female wrestler yet, I have to agree, Nia Jax. I've never seen the appeal of her. I have some very strong opinions about her outside of the ring as well. Some of the views that she holds. I just don't like her as a person. I'm sorry to say, as a person or as a wrestler. And I don't know why she's there. But, I will not shed a tear when she disappears from our screens. Favorite WrestleMania venue? I'm pretty old school. It's a venue that we are never probably going to see WrestleMania held in again. But once upon a time, it was the spiritual home of WrestleMania. It has to be Madison Square Garden. As I said, we'll probably never see a WrestleMania there ever again. But it will always be synonymous with WrestleMania, the legend of WrestleMania, as it were. Best wrestler who should have been WWE World Heavyweight Champion in WWE. Again, it's a man that I mentioned before. He was only in WWE for a brief period of time, but without a doubt, Sting. An iconic wrestler, a legend. It's a shame that his run ended the way that it did and was seemingly lackluster. But, it did no damage to his career, not being a WWE or a World Heavyweight Champion in WWE. But nevertheless, it would have been something that would have been a real watershed moment, seeing Sting really win that last big championship, in the company that he so famously was a rival of. But it never happened. So yeah, that's my 5.
Okay, I've got 4 here. I'm just trying to think of a fifth, and then we can get on to this one. I'll have to get through it relatively quickly, but we will do. here is the final bunch of fives. Before we get on to watching NXT, favorite WWE tag team, favorite general manager, superstar that should have won the Rumble but didn't, favorite Elimination Chamber match, and weirdest WWE character. Do you want to go first, or should I?
I'll go first,
Okay.
and we'll rattle through this quickly. Favorite WWE tag team, I think I'd have to say Edge and Christian. Big fan of both as solo wrestlers. One of the greatest tag teams, encapsulated the Attitude Era. Favorite general manager. A tough one, because it's either between the anonymous Raw general manager, who gave us lots of humorous moments, or the person who I'm going to go for, which is Teddy Long, player. Superstar that should have won the Rumble but didn't. Tricky one. I think given the number of eliminations he had over the years, Kane.
That is just a good shout.
I think apart from him and Mick Foley, the only real significant major stars from the Attitude Era that didn't win it, maybe Kurt Angle. But I'd say Kane. Elimination Chamber match. I can't remember too many Elimination Chamber matches, but I suppose the one that I remember the most was the one where Shawn Michaels interfered and The Undertaker lost, which then set up the match for WrestleMania 26. Weirdest WWE character. I'm tempted to say Hulk Hogan again, to be honest, because any slur, any offensive word you can think of about Hulk Hogan, any negative description, I would apply to Hulk Hogan. But if we want something that was genuinely weird, that made no sense and nobody really got into, I think maybe Lord Tensai. If you remember that when they repackaged Prince Albert.
About him. I forgot about Lord Tensai. Fucking hell.
Just did Albert, and then they turned him into Tensai, and then they took him from being a serious dominant character and made him into a gimmick.
Yeah.
I think another one that I would include in that list is Brodus Clay as well.
Somebody call my mama.
I mean, given his behaviour these days on right-wing channels and everything, someone better call his mama. But yeah, I think, obviously we can't keep saying Hulk Hogan all the time. I think it's a given that, we both don't like the man, but I think, we have to give a shout out to Lord Tensai. It was just strange. Stranger than the Gobbledygooker. Stranger than Doink the Clown. Stranger than the Goon. It was just strange.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that is your choices. Before I get into mine, Genetic ACGT says number 3, which is Superstar that should have won the Rumble but didn't. Technically Randy Orton, but Gunter beat him in a rematch. I don't think you understand what I'm saying, Genetic, because Randy Orton has won the Rumble twice. Yeah, that's right. What I'm talking about is the Royal Rumble. So somebody that should have won the Royal Rumble but hasn't. So that's what I'm talking about there. And he said, and for number 5, weirdest WWE character, he said probably the Wyatt Six. Yeah, they are very weird. But favorite WWE tag team for me, it has to be the Dudley Boys. Um, Absolutely. I mean, they were such a entertaining tag team. You know, the whole Devon get the tables thing. Still, gets a massive pop even to this day. And there is talks of potentially them coming out of retirement for one last match with the Hardys. But I don't know whether that will happen. Apparently, obviously, Devon's not been, he's not been he's been barely been able to walk for a bit, but apparently he's had surgery and he's a lot better now. So, dang my bad. So no, it's okay, Genetic. I just wanted to explain what exactly it was. So if you can think of an actual answer for that, that'd be great. But if you can't, it's fine. But anyway, yeah. So for me, it has to be the Dudley Boys, and we'll see what the future holds for them if they do end up coming out of retirement. Favorite general manager? Yeah, I have to agree with you. Teddy Long. One of the most iconic moments from Teddy Long's tenure as general manager has to be when he got in the back of that limo, and then when he was in like a rivalry sort of thing with the Undertaker, and he got in the limo to drive to go off and to get away from the Undertaker, and then all of a sudden he looked and he was like, "Is that?" He sort of looked forward and like squinted his eyes as if to say, "Is that really who I think it is?" And then Undertaker turned around and went, "Buckle up, Teddy," and and then Teddy was like, and then and then and then a load of smoke started filling up the limo, and then all you can hear is like it then shows the outside of the limo, and then Teddy's just banging, saying "Let me out, let me out," and then the limo drives off. That has to be one of the most iconic moments from his tenure as general manager.
The funniest thing about that bit was, first of all, the Undertaker going "Buckle up, Teddy," and then I don't know, the distortion of Teddy Long's voice. They like went into like super slow motion. You know what the weirdest thing of all was? The car filled up with smoke, and if you remember the clip, you see the limo driving out, the window was down to let the smoke out. And I'm like, you couldn't open the door, but the window was open.
So yeah,
that was just ridiculous.
Favorite general manager definitely has to be Teddy Long, mainly because of that moment. Brilliant. So, a superstar that should have won the Rumble but didn't. Kane was a very good shout, and I probably would have said Kane, but I think I'm going to go for a different answer here, just so that we don't have the same answers for every single one of them. And I think I'm going to go for Dean Ambrose. He won the WWE Championship. He was in the main event a lot of the time, but to me, he still wasn't treated with the respect that he deserved, and that's ultimately what led him to leave. I mean, that stupid character where he was afraid of germs and stuff like that. That was the final straw for him. That's what made him think, right, I do want to get out. And I don't blame him. That was a terrible idea, and I don't know who thought that up. Probably a man who we shouldn't name. The former owner of WWE, whose name I will not say. One of his many bad ideas. But yeah,
you'd also be a man that I would say was the worst Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah. So yeah. Dean Ambrose, especially, and the one Rumble that springs to mind is when he got to the final 2 in that Rumble with Triple H, and it was to crown the WWE Champion. Obviously, story-wise, it made sense for Triple H to win, so Triple H could have that match with Roman Reigns. But who's to say that Dean Ambrose, couldn't win the Rumble, win the championship, get his moment, and then Triple H beat Dean Ambrose at Roadblock, because that's when Roadblock was a thing between the Rumble and WrestleMania. Like, who's to say that couldn't have happened? Yeah, okay, Dean Ambrose losing the championship that quickly after getting it would have been a bit shit, but it would have made sense, to get that Triple H and Roman Reigns match. But at least Dean Ambrose would have a Rumble win to his name, and also would have another championship to his name as well. So yeah, Dean Ambrose for that one for me. Favorite Elimination Chamber match has to be one of the first ones. I don't think it was the first one, but it was one of. It was when Shawn Michaels made his triumphant return after being out for 4 years with a back injury, and he came into that match, Elimination Chamber, and fought so gallantly from start to finish, and ended up winning the World Heavyweight Championship with an epic screeching music to Triple H, I believe it was. Yeah, that has to be one of my favourites. And then weirdest character. There's many that I could name here. Val Venus. For one. Hello, ladies. No, very weird. I remember him being in a weird storyline where he nearly got his penis chopped off.
Oh my god.
It was just so weird. But you might say, well, that should be the weirdest because that is one of the weirdest segments and storylines I think I've ever seen WWE do. Probably on par with Mae Young giving birth to a hand. But yeah, if I had to go with the weirdest WWE character, I wouldn't say Val Venus. I mean, I could say Val Venus, I could say Doink, I could say, The Fiend, I could say Bray Wyatt, I could say Luke Harper, I could say all these names, but I think there's one that is head and shoulders above them all when it comes to weirdness. It's a character that eats worms. I mean, that's just so weird in itself. It has to be the Bogeyman. I'm the Bogeyman, and I'm coming to get you. But yeah, absolutely. And he keeps appearing every now and then. Whether it be in a Rumble, whether it be, just randomly popping up backstage sometimes. I mean, he hasn't appeared for a little while now, but yeah, the Bogeyman, absolutely. So yeah, that's the final bunch of fives because we are about to get underway with NXT. Let me get into position for this and put it on. Where's Pam? There it is. So let's get into NXT, shall we? Where is it now? Live now, NXT. Watch now. Includes adverts, yeah. Starting in 13 seconds. Just before we get started with NXT, just while it all the intro starts now. Don't forget that we're going to be live every day this week, ending at the WrestleMania after Raw. We did the final Raw before WrestleMania yesterday. We're doing NXT today. Tomorrow we're going to do a WrestleMania discussion, all things to do with WrestleMania. That's going to be happening tomorrow. That's going to be starting around about 11ish. Thursday we're going to be doing a WrestleMania 25 live stream watch along. We'll probably start that around about 11ish as well. Friday night SmackDown then on the Friday. Probably start the stream maybe 11 again, maybe about half 11. I'm not 100% sure. This is all GMT British time, so if you're watching from around the world, just it's
British summertime, you mean?
Yeah. So it's British summertime, so just translate that into wherever you are in the world, your time zone. But so probably start SmackDown around about half 11. I won't be doing the Hall of Fame on the Friday because I can't stay up that late because I've got work on the Saturday. But on Saturday I won't be doing night one, WrestleMania night one stream because I'm gonna be watching night one at a friend's. But I will do the Hall of Fame on the Saturday. I'll do a watch along of that because I do really want to watch that. So we'll do that, and then obviously night two, we're going to be doing a live stream of, and then obviously the Raw after Monday Night Raw, the Raw after WrestleMania. Sorry, yeah, the Raw after WrestleMania we'll be doing as well, and then that'll be my final stream for the time being. So yeah, that is the schedule that's coming up. But it looks like we're kicking off with the Fatal 4-Way to determine the number one contender for the North American Championship. Here comes Ricky Saints. He does the same pose here that he did in AEW. He's not really a different character, to be honest. He's just got a bit of a different name. But none of these superstars got an entrance. They all got jobber entrances because as soon as NXT came on the air, they were all in the ring already. It very much seems rushed, to be honest. But let's see what this match is like, because I know a bit about Lexus King, I know a bit about Wesley, I know a bit about Ethan Page, but this other guy I've no idea about. So this could be a really good match. It could be a bad match. Let's see. Just need to turn my TV up a bit. Lexus King getting triple teamed here by the other three competitors in this match. Oh. Eddie Thorpe. Another 2 count there. I find it very weird that Corey Graves is on the NXT commentary team after being on Raw's and SmackDown's commentary team for the longest time. I find it very weird that all of a sudden he's in NXT. I mean, I'm not saying that, it's a demotion or anything like that, although some people will treat it like that. I just find it very weird. I mean, I'd rather have Corey than that Joe Tessitore on bloody SmackDown. Lexus King in control, has all 3 men in the corner. Oh, they all moved out of the way. So they are in Orlando, Florida, as they are for a lot of the NXT shows. I will be in Orlando, Florida in a number of weeks. Looking forward to that. It'll be my 5th time, I think, going to Orlando. Went 2 years ago. One of my favourite places in the world, if not my favourite place that I've been to so far in the world. Okay, so Ethan Page looking to win here, but no. Wesley kicks out. Lexus King climbing up the turnbuckle behind. Ethan Page sees him. Oh, what a slap. Also tonight we've got the D'Angelo family confronts Dark State. I know who the D'Angelo family is, but I don't know who Dark State is. Told you I know nothing about NXT. Who knows, watching this it might inspire me to actually watch NXT. I mean, I'm quite interested in Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. From what I've seen of their matches and stuff like that, they're 2 of the best female wrestlers I've seen in a long time. I can't wait for them to be on the main roster. I know you're a fan of Julia Wigglytuff. Hello? Okay, he's not there. a standing shooting star press, but Eddie Thorpe breaks the count up. Hello? No. Nice kicks from Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe goes over the top rope. Oh, and here we go, Wesley. What's he looking for here? Oh, takes out Lexus King. Ends up into the barricade himself, though. Takes himself out. And Eddie Thorpe and Ethan Page going at it now. Oh, Eddie Thorpe nearly hit Ricky Saints. And then Ethan Page shoves him, Eddie Thorpe, into Ricky Saints. Okay, Genetic. So who is gonna be facing Ricky Saints at Stand and Deliver on Saturday in Las Vegas? Is it gonna be Ethan Page? Is it gonna be Lexus King? Is it gonna be Eddie Thorpe? Or is it gonna be Wesley? My prediction: Ethan Page. Hello? Oh, what a knee. Oh, nice reversal from Eddie Thorpe. Oh, and what a kick to the side of the head from Wesley. Eddie Thorpe goes out. Hello?
I'm still here.
Oh, hello.
Yes.
There you are.
Should we add someone to the chat?
Yeah, I mean, if he wants to. I didn't know if he'd be watching NXT. I don't know, Genetic. It's a bit unfair.
Hello?
Hello, Genetic.
Ah, hello, Tom. Hello, Professor Wigglytuff.
Hello.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have Genetic joining us on the stream now.
Yeah, admittedly, I won't be able to comment too much. I don't watch much NXT.
No, I don't either. I don't think any of us do, to be fair.
And also, since I'm in the US, the American stream has a lot of commercials.
That's fine.
My relationship with NXT varies. Whenever my favourite wrestlers are on, like Julia.
Well, I was saying, while you were away, I was saying about that I, from what I've seen of Stephanie Vaquer and Julia, they're two of the best women's superstars I've seen for a long time. And I look forward to seeing them in the main roster. And then I said, I believe you're a big fan of her, Professor Wigglytuff.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, I'm glad that Julia wasn't away for long. I had a feeling she was going to be away for quite a while, but They got everything sorted relatively quickly, which was good. Although I didn't expect her to turn heel on Stephanie Vacour, but hey ho. Oh.
Ooh.
Ethan Page going for a submission. Is Lexus King gonna tap? Oh. Wesley. Oh, went for the clothesline. Ethan Page ducked. Eddie Thorpe drags him out. And now, Eddie Thorpe with a submission, a crossface. Oh, Wesley stopping Lexus King tapping out, then gets a kick to the gut for his troubles.
Ooh, they just all gang up on him.
Eddie Thorpe on the top rope. Oh, what an uppercut from Lexus King. Yes, if you don't know, Lexus King, of course, is the son of Brian Pillman. Former WWE superstar, no longer with us, unfortunately. But yeah, just in case you didn't know that, there you go. There's a bit of trivia for you.
And indeed, he was formerly Brian Pillman Jr. over in AEW.
It was. Oh, a double pin there. But both men kick out. Yes, he was. He was Brian Pillman Jr. Would have been good if he could have kept that name in WWE, but I understand why they wouldn't want him to keep that name in WWE.
Yeah, maybe.
Although anybody that's any sort of fan of wrestling, even if it's only a little bit, you're going to know that that's Brian Pillman's son, so... I mean, heck, he even looks like his dad. Even if you didn't know, you'd question it. You'd be like, he looks a bit like Brian Pillman.
It's almost as if genetics actually creates superficial features and stuff.
Exactly. Oh, oof. The Meteora, that was a bit of a nasty landing there. And Lexus King. Oh, what a move. Beautiful twisting neckbreaker there. Oh, twist of fate from Ethan Page. Is Ethan Page going to win? 1, 2, and he does. My prediction was right. Ethan Page goes to stand and deliver, which I will watch at some point over the weekend when I get some spare time. Won't be able to watch it live, but I will watch it at some point. Maybe on the Sunday at some point. I am off work on the Sunday. It's going to be a busy day Sunday because I'm potentially going to stream night 1 for you on the Sunday just so that you can, we can revisit it before we get to night 2. And I'm also going to try and watch Stand and Deliver. It's going to be a wrestling full day of wrestling, which I don't mind really. I just hope that I don't drain myself before I get to the night 2 stream. What a twist.
That'll be one way to celebrate Easter.
Well, yeah. What a twist of fate that was, by the way. Beautiful twist of fate.
Indeed, in advance, a happy Easter to everybody, and also if you're Jewish or celebrating it, a happy Passover to you all.
Of course, of course.
Of course. Thank you for your what's the word I'm looking for? Your consideration, Wigglytuff.
Thank you.
Oh, here comes Ricky Saints from behind. Oh, what a spear! Does everybody just use the spear these days?
Probably.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's an iconic finisher, but why does everybody have to use it? Like, come up with something new. Like Logan Paul's Pulverizer. No, I'm joking. It's an awful name. It's not a bad
Pulverizer.
move. It's just an awful name for it.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace promo here. Some clips from TNA. Wow, look at what she used to be like. She used to be quite chubby.
I was just a little girl wrestling in it.
You would
And now
never,
she's buff.
you would never imagine it looking at her now.
Didn't see what they did. Not a lot of fun. Finally, insecurity. Laser focused. Waking up at 3 a.m. It was a way of
And we enter a commercial break.
Well, at least it's different music.
I miss the old music.
Oh no.
No, don't say that.
They'll bring it back, don't worry.
No, please don't say that either.
No, I think this is just the music for NXT. I think the SmackDown music will still be the same.
Oh no.
It feels like I'm in a nightclub in Stockholm. Nice Eurobeat type. Of course, the Eurovision Song Contest is coming up.
It is.
I think it's in Sweden this year, is it?
I'm so sure. I don't even know what date it's on.
So it's on Saturday, the 17th of May, which is the same day as the FA Cup final.
And I'll be in Orlando at that point.
So you'll be watching both the FA Cup final and the Eurovision Song Contest from Orlando.
I don't. Whether I watch either of them, I don't know. It depends what I'm doing.
But it's in Switzerland. It's in Basel in Switzerland.
commercial, this. There's not even a countdown or anything, so we can't even see how long's left. There we go.
Get ready for the 2025 WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, as well on the Sunday, if you didn't know, the Slammy Awards 2025 are also on the Sunday. I don't know if anybody knew that, but yeah, I saw that before. The Slammy Awards, 2025 Slammy Awards Sunday. Don't know what time it's said to be announced, so we will find out at some point. But I don't think I'll watch them. I used to love the Slammy Awards, but they're just not the same anymore. Las Vegas. I'd love to go to Las Vegas one day. It just looks so vibrant and amazing, all the lights and yeah. That's going to be my one of my next destinations after Orlando, I think.
We set up and we do it all again.
It doesn't really matter because the outcome either of us as the champ, and I prefer either of us. Don't you, Mimi? Hold on, wait a minute. I thought Zaru was fine. Thanks. Who's gonna win? You? Neither of you, because it's gonna be me walking out a two-time women's North American champion and showing no one can do it like. You're so much more likable. Old corn, new corn doesn't matter. When I'm at the top of the ladder, hold the title, bring home yet another championship. Keep dreaming, cause it.
We're about to find out who earned one.
Tatum Paxley. Well, I've heard of Gigi Dolan, but I never heard of Tatum Paxley.
I'll ask you this: is there going to be difficulty for Paxley going?
Lola Vice. So Lola Vice versus Tatum Paxley. Well, look quickly there from Tatum.
impressive who find themselves in that match in Las Vegas. Here in NXT, what an opportunity lies in front of both of these women. This quite simply boils down to who is prepared for this opportunity. Both are deserving. Who's actually going to get the playoff? Have the opportunity. The next big thing.
Oh, nice. Into the submission, but Tatum's blocking it. Ow. My leg.
Shifting weight, another kick out. We saw Jordan Grace's package. We'll highlight the 3 other participants in our 4-way women's championship. Of course, tickets on sale now. Stand the quick start to Wrestlemania Saturday. Red around the corner. Stadium. To stand on the limb. Not entirely sure what's changed. You know what? I understand what you're saying. Beautiful bridging arm.
Bridging armbar here by Tatum. Oh, reversing to the triangle hold by Lola.
Shoulders down. Now just getting ready to ask you that. Wouldn't it be interesting if Max was like talk about you're the woman who's able to make Lola twice of all people. I mean, the two Max probably that's Roger.
Semi-related. You remember the song Lola by the? I think it's 1970. I think it was by the Kinks.
What's it called? Sorry.
It's literally called Lola.
I know it.
Yeah. I do know it.
Yeah. Just the name made me think of it.
Oh. Trying to go for a sleeper hold. Oh.
The outside create a little separation. Quickly now trying to actually push away from basket hand is being victorious. That is
Oh, nasty. Shoulder first into the metal under the ring.
wherever you were watching around the
Tatum
world,
gets her back in the ring.
the place. Genius to weaken the wing of the ice.
Oof. Tatum now focusing on that arm. Ooh. Oh, nice. Like a standing, jumping, twisting elbow. I don't even know how to describe it, but it was nice.
Lucas got a golden.
Oh. They're trying to get back into it. Oh. Nice kick to the back. Oh. Looking for the three amigos. Another move that everybody seems to do in this day and age. Tribute to Eddie Guerrero. Oh, nice. The three amigos. Oh, Tatum kicks out at 2.
She's not generally very comfortable on the ropes or in the air. No, she does not leave her feet often, Booker. That's actually something you brought up when it comes to Lola Vice, how dangerous she is on the mat when we go to calling her the queen of the underground. Paxley rolling up another cover and another kick.
Roll up. 1, 2. Lola kicks out.
Sometimes to make history, you got to do what you got to do.
We mentioned Lola's so close in the past to win championships. She's been close to the NXT women. You heard her scream before the break to Gigi Dolan, "This is my moment," but to do so, she has to here tonight. There will be one more qualifying match later on tonight.
And oh, Tatum with a crossbody into the corner. And another one. Been a relatively decent match this, to be fair. Oh! She went for the third crossbody, but Lola got the knees up. Oh, a kick to the back. And look at the kicks from Lola. She is fired up. Oh! Oh, Tatum just kicks out. Oh, roll up there, but Lola kicks out. Oh, went for the kick, reversed, and then a crossbody to the back of Lola in the turnbuckle. What is Tatum gonna do now? Puts Lola on the top turnbuckle. Is it gonna be a superplex? Lola looking like she's trying to get out of it here. She does. Oh, what a kick. Oh, superplex from the top rope. Lola's pinned. 1, 2. No, she kicks out. Back and forth this match goes. Oh, kick to the midsection. Oh, and a chop. What a move. And Lola has qualified for the match. The ladder match at Stand and Deliver. There's only one spot left. Julia. Yes, indeed.
We'll find out on Saturday if that indeed is true. I mean, guys, this may be the D'Angelo's. No, that's one-third of the
Hmm?
stand and deliver main event. Trick Williams has arrived to NXT.
Yeah. We will be right back. Okay, another commercial break. And they are back from commercial. So many. Never heard of this tag team, Hank and Tank.
Yeah, neither have I.
But this is the fatal four-way, no, the tag team gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships. Face Fraction. Never heard of these two either, Tyson DuPont and Tyreek Igwe. I really am behind the times when it comes to NXT. I thought I'd still
You and me
know.
both.
I thought I'd still know most of the superstars in NXT, but obviously not.
It's all your fault, Tom.
It would be always my fault.
Yes, it is. I'm glad you realize that.
Okay, the gauntlet match starts. Oh! Good knee. Oh, and then a lovely twisting uppercut there. Oh, Hank and Tank nearly lost already then. And Hank and Tank have took over. Oh! Oh! 1, 2, 3, and Hank and Tank win. That was a quick win. The Culling. I've never heard of the Culling. Hank and Tank are dominating again. Oh. Oof. Face first into the turnbuckle. And again. Oh no. Reversal. 8, 9, 10. Oh. Oh, Hank being dominated here, and it looks like he's bleeding from the mouth.
It's hard to tell on my end because the commercials are bigger than the little screen.
Hmm. Yeah, he's definitely bleeding from the mouth. I can see it.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah, there you go. You can see it clearly now. Oh. How he's still moving, and in this match after that move, going face first into the announce table is baffling to me. I didn't think it. I thought that would be the end, but it wasn't. Now here we go. Oh, kick out there. I didn't think he was going to kick out, but he did. Oh, roll up, no, kick out. Oh, what a kick. Oh my god! What a counter! That's one of the best counters I think I've ever seen. Got about an hour left of the show. Not been too bad so far. No, splash in the corner. Bulldog. Oh, back first on the apron. I don't know how Hank and Tank are still in this. But fair play to him. What a clothesline. Oh, what a kick out. Hank and Tank somehow still in this. Final tag team to enter in this gauntlet match. Kick out there. Hank and Tank somehow are victorious. They started off the gauntlet and somehow they win it.
hate to cut this short, but I think I just remembered I have something in the morning, so I'm gonna have to call it a night, unfortunately.
No worries. Speak soon.
Speak soon.
Yeah, so
So another commercial break. I'm going to take this opportunity to have a quick bathroom break. So I shall be back in a minute. Hello. I am back. And we have about 40 minutes left of the show. Interesting promo there from Jada Parker. A brawl going on out in the parking lot here. The D'Angelo family against people I don't know. I will be honest. This is an epic brawl. another commercial break. Just over half an hour left of the show. Not been too bad of a show so far. I mean, I'd probably enjoy it more if I knew more of the people in it, but you know. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, just to reiterate what we are doing this week, we are going to be streaming every single day through WrestleMania week, ending with the Raw after Mania. I did it last year. We're doing it again this year. Obviously, last night we had the final Raw before WrestleMania. Tonight we've got the final NXT before WrestleMania and Stand and Deliver this weekend. Tomorrow we're going to have a WrestleMania discussion. Thursday we're going to do a WrestleMania 25 watch along. Friday we're going to do SmackDown. I won't be doing the Hall of Fame on the Friday because I can't stay up that late because I've got work on the Saturday. So I'm going to do a live stream watch along of the Hall of Fame on the Saturday because I will not be streaming night 1 because I'll be going to a friend's to watch WrestleMania night 1. WrestleMania night 2 I will be streaming on the Sunday. Potentially I'll be doing a stream of night 1 just to sort of do a bit of a refresher leading into night 2. I'm not 100% sure about that though. I'm thinking I might do, but I don't know yet. And then obviously then on the Monday Night Raw we end with the Raw after Mania. So yeah, busy week ahead. It's going to be a tiring week, but it's going to be worth it. Going to be a lot of fun.
La primera NXT Women's Champion, and we are ready here, Chile. I'm so happy to be here. We're ready. Chilevisión Noticias, Raw, WrestleMania.
Estamos con Stephanie, chilena oriunda de San Fernando y campeona de la categoría más importante del mundo femenina.
Sí, soy contenta de Stand and Delivery y semana de WrestleMania. Es la segunda escenario más grande que hay en cuanto a lucha. En tener dos campeonatos de WPL al mismo tiempo. Y la primera así que
Para nosotros es muy importante tenerla acá. Cuando se hizo la noticia de sus campeonatos, muchas más San Fernando a nivel mundial.
hace años atrás cuando yo le dije a mi papá, papá quiero ser, obviamente me preocupó, le dije algún día voy a ser campeón de WWE, pero fui ganando campeonatos, no alcanzaba yo en Le tengo un regalo. I feel blessed to be here. Understand that I promise you with pride, patience, and always in His name.
Interesting promo there from Stephanie.
To go home. I mean, her popularity is through. They're not in her this.
After surviving
Really good. This is the same.
seriously, it's and I don't. And so no,
So the final women's North American Championship qualifier match. Now, apparently Ava has signed somebody new. Oh, maybe not. They just give it away. It didn't look like somebody new anyway. I don't know what she means. She said earlier, I signed somebody new to challenge to qualify for the match. Stand and deliver, but it didn't look like somebody new. Another commercial break. We literally just had one. Not being funny. We literally came back from commercial break at 2:29. It's now 2:35. So Thea Hale has returned. Thea Hale is taking control here. Oh, oh, kick to the knee. Oh, what a clothesline. Thea Hale absolutely dominates her opponent and is going to stand and deliver. The final competitor to qualify for the Women's North American Championship ladder match. Final commercial break before the end of NXT. is here.
It's funny how you still talk like you're the man around here. Well, guess what? You're not the man, but you are the record, the same hits over and over and over. Because only one who's still whooping that trick. Because you get one more chance to stand in the spotlight alongside deliver today. That was the last time they still check that trick around the world, dog. Let's talk about it. He's more than a man around here, dog. Believe that. There's a little on that thing. Please, please. I guess you was weak after week after week. We tired of that. Like, if you gonna talk about
Wow. Nice move there from Javon Evans. Jumps off the top rope. Double cutter.
The future's not here yet. And you're right about one thing. This place does revolve around me. Because I have this. Because I have this. It makes me the man. Because I have this. I'm the top dog. And you can't handle this. Because you are a child. I'm gonna help both of y'all out.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Giving compliments. That's me getting that title back on Saturday.
Well, that's it. That's your NXT. Right, well, I hope you've enjoyed the stream, and I'm sorry for being quiet for a fair bit of it. Just very tired, you know, worked today, well, technically yesterday now, and just very tired. But I'll be more awake tomorrow for the, or technically today, for the WrestleMania discussion. So I will see you later. The WrestleMania discussion stream will be starting around about 11 o'clock. So we will see you for that then. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.